Welcome to Sundays with Steve. Sorry about all the noise. There's a bunch of people like at the local like 12 foot by 12 foot beach. Fucking crazy times, man. I didn't even know where to start. The Constitution states that if you're in America and you commit a crime, you have to go through due process. Period. There is no other way around it. That's the law. That's the Constitution. But Trump and his people don't care. They don't care. They pretend to be constitutionalists and they pretend to care about the Constitution, but they don't give a flying fuck about it. They really don't, because they just ignore the rules. And it's odd because America is a wonderful place. It's a very successful country. There's never been anything as successful as America ever before anywhere. I mean, maybe the Roman Empire years ago, and it's falling apart because it's successful because of the rule of law and the fact that people abide by it. If they make a contract with someone and they sign it, that stands up in court. They can't just go, I just threw it out, I don't believe in that anymore. And Trump doesn't. He doesn't care. They throw out the Paris stuff, the Budapest memorandum about like looking after Ukraine if they get invaded. They don't care. They just ignore it. And what happens is when they ignore, when the people at the top ignore stuff, that just trickles down. Unlike money, that just trickles down, and then no one cares about agreements. No one cares about contracts. No one cares about the truth, you know, and it just, it ruins everything because the truth doesn't matter anymore. Contracts don't matter anymore. And without that, you know, America just becomes a banana republic. It's all about corruption. It's all about bribes. It's all about making money over everything. It's not about being a good country. It's not about being good people. It's just about me. Here's what matters, me. And I don't know where it's going to end up, but I think it's going to get very ugly because it's like a tinderbox, you know? It's like there's a lot of guns there. And the guns aren't just owned by fucking crazy rednecks. I don't know if there's going to be a civil war, but it's actually possible. Which is just fucking scary. But it could happen. It could actually happen. Something could just go off somewhere. A bunch of people could get shot, and then it just escalates so quickly. Trump sends in the National Guard, they start getting shot, and it could just, within a few days, you could have a complete civil war going on. I would not have thought that possible a couple of months ago. And then you've got that case of that guy, Garcia, in El Salvador. Again, the rule of law doesn't matter. And the MAGA people who used to say stuff like, yeah, but if they came here legally and they went through all the right steps, that's what we care about. No, they don't. They don't, because there you have someone who went through all the right steps, and there's many of them. There's like 270 in an El Salvadorian jail right now who didn't go through due process. Some of them are probably terrible people, but I bet half of them aren't. And we'll find out eventually, but a lot of people are going to suffer and probably die before we find out. Another thing that bugs the crap out of me is people are stupid. There are thousands of mega yachts around the world. Some bought with legal money, some bought with illegal money, whatever, but there's thousands of them. And yet, all of a sudden, everyone's bitching about Jeff Bezos. He's sending people to whatever. It's like, dude, you've probably got an Amazon account. If you've got an Amazon account, shut the fuck up about how much money Jeff Bezos has got and what he does with it. It's his money. He earned it. Should he pay more taxes? Yes, he should. But he doesn't pay his taxes. He has some big tax company that he just writes a check to, and they pay his taxes exactly as the tax code says. But you've got to change the tax code. Bitching about Jeff Bezos is wasted time when what you should be doing is bitching about the tax codes, getting the fucking tax codes changed. Bezos isn't going to change anything. He's not going to look after the homeless people. It's not his job. So whether you like him or not is irrelevant. But he's got a super yacht. He's got a space company. So what? I don't care. Good luck. I know people who work with him, or not work with him, but work at Blue Origin. And I know people who work at SpaceX. You're listening to me from satellites. Satellites are all over the place. GPS, phones, broadcast, everything. Satellites are very useful. Space is useful. Let them explore it. I don't care. It's not my money. And what's going on in Ukraine right now is amazing. There you have a country of about 45 million people. It's a big country. It's the biggest country in Europe, if you don't include Russia. Russia is massive. It's got a lot of people, but it's like a big old bear it's wounded, it's old, it's stuck in its ways and everything. And they invaded Ukraine thinking they could just bowl through the lot of it, but they can't. Well, they haven't. They got stopped after 4 days, and then they had to retreat a lot, but they dug in by then. And no, Ukraine's not going to let them keep a damn thing. They're not going to keep a square fucking inch of Ukraine. And all these fucking asshole Republicans who think, oh, just give up a little bit. No, what if Russia decided to invade Alaska? Would you negotiate with them whilst they were still in Alaska? Fuck no. You would kick their ass and get them out of Alaska and then get them to pay for all the fucking damage they did. So shut up with your stupid, oh, we need peace, we need peace. No, we don't need peace. We need the Russians to get the fuck out of Ukraine, and then there will be peace. The Ukrainians aren't giving up, and what they're doing now is they've concentrated so hard on drones. There's a drone called an HF1 and an HX2, which are amazing drones that they program them and then they launch them and they tell them where they got to go and hit, and then it's all AI, and they're not receiving radio signals, so they can't interfere with the flight of the aircraft because it shuts down. It just knows where it's going. So it's got its little brain and it's got its camera and it knows where it's going because of GPS. But they shut all that off when it gets close to the target, and there's nothing anyone can do about it because it's completely independent. And they got created in Germany, and they are just about to receive 10,000 of them. They're built with wood because wood's actually a great material. It's less reflective on radar than glass fiber or metal, and it's strong, and it works great. So these amazing drones, 10,000 of them, are just about to arrive in Ukraine within days. This is not months away, this is days away. Ukraine has also been building their own drones, which have 1,000-kilometer range on them. They're easier to shoot down because they run slowly, but what the Ukrainians have done is completely decimate the Russians' air defense system. the Russian Air Force is like the Russian Navy. They're fucked. They're too scared to fly anywhere near Ukraine because they've got missiles that'll go 30 kilometers, but the Ukrainians have got missiles that'll go 60. So that 30 kilometer zone is the kill zone. And if they fly into that, they can't launch anything that's effective in Ukraine, and they just get shot down. So they're not flying. And they keep on nailing more and more of these Russian air bases with drones. So I got a feeling this, hopefully, cross fingers, war will be over by the end of the year. I don't know that the Russians will all be home by then, and by the end of May, there's going to be 1 million dead, very, very, very badly injured, missing or captured Russians. It's 1 million people by the end of May. America lost 63,000 in Vietnam. So, you know, proportionally, this is way bigger because we all know how much effect Vietnam had on America. So, I don't know. I hope it ends soon, but it's not going to end until the Russians go home. And then Putin wants to call a truce for Easter and look like the good guy. And what Zelensky did was just brilliant. He goes, no, let's not do 30 hours, let's do 30 days. And the Russians were like, what? So he kind of just pulled the rug out from them. They look like the aggressors again, which they are. And Zelensky just looks like the sensible one, which he is. So, I don't know. Hey, happy Easter.